Hi guys, so welcome to the 2025 TaylorMade Tour Truck for Europe. So this is going to be an exclusive look around the trailer and you're going to be the first to see it. So I hope you enjoy. As we come through, you can see this massive space here. So this is going to be for players, for caddies, for agents. They can sit back on one of these sofas here, grab a coffee, grab a drink, relax, stay out of our way, watch a bit of TV and catch up. So it keeps them out of the workshop. Better for us, better for them. They can come and get away from the crowds, get away from the craziness, and even in Europe, get away from the weather. So as we exit the entrance area, we come over to the player slots here. So as you can see, every player has their own cubby hole, and that's filled with balls and gloves. So the caddy will come along, or the player, fill a bag, and that's their soft goods there for the week. We can fit around 5 to 6 dozen balls and 12 gloves in there as well. We've got someone very special, the GOAT. And in here, it's a little bit different. We've got a backup Frank head cover. So that's quite a nice piece in there for him, just in case he needs a replacement. And also we have the special and very, very famous Tiger tees. So these are actually cut to a specific length. They're shorter than normal. So we've got to make sure when Tiger's over for the Open and some big events that we're fully loaded on here for him. Okay, so now we come into the back part of the truck. So we've got a new and improved office space. So this is a double pop out. It's a very, very spacious. As you can see here, we've got a meeting table for players, agents, to do the serious business, the contract and that sort of thing. However, often when we're at events, there'll also be other big sporting events going on like the World Cup or Wimbledon. And we'll often have players come in and sit down and we'll share some food and watch some sport on the TV. Quick, cool little feature on here is we have 2 very well hidden little mini fridges in here. So we can fill these with your iced coffees, your waters. And to the right here, we also have a little bit more of a professional workspace. So we can sit here with our laptop, we can update specs, we can plug HDMIs in and share specs on the TV. We have some very, very neat storage space here. So as you can see, every player will have a specific size hat, maybe a corporate logo. So we make sure to store every player's hat in each SKU, each color, so that we're fully covered when it comes to the events. So not only does this office house the hats, the players' hats, we've also got every size glove you could ever imagine in these drawers up here. So once fully stocked, it can host about 500 hats and about 600-700 gloves as well. So it's a very multifunctional space and we're making use of every little cupboard we have. So now we're going to go through to my favorite part of the truck, and it's almost like my second home, the amount of time I spend in here. This is the workshop. Okay, so now we're going to get into the players' grip drawer. So this is Team TaylorMade. So we have everybody in here, from Tiger Woods to some of the ladies to some of the DP Tour players. We are fully loaded with every single player. There's about 40 grips in here for each player. And as you'll see, every player likes a slightly different compound, a different feel, different diameter. So we have to make sure we're fully loaded with every player's needs. Okay, so a lot of people mention how the workshop in particular looks a lot bigger this year. The truck itself is actually a very, very similar size. However, it's the way we've designed the workshop. It's a lot more streamlined. A lot more people can work at the same time without getting in each other's ways. So the way this truck is split, you have the rep side here with all the weights and the scales. So this is where the orders are placed. And then this is my home over here, the build section. So keep everyone away from me, just let me do my thing. The order will be brought over to me there and I'll build it majority of the time there. However, the cool thing about this truck is we have a double cutting machine. So if it's really, really busy and the guys need to build, there's the ability to build on both sides, and then we have 2 streams of output. So now we're heading to the back of the truck here, and we found my secret stash. This is one of my favorite parts of the truck. It's the secret stash of putters. So in here, we home about 40 putters. As you can see, they come in uncut, so we can cut these, bend them to each player's specific needs. And we've got everything in here from L-necks to short slants to single bends, as well as different finishes. This is actually the new black finish here, and I think these look amazing. I'm sure you couldn't help notice the 75-inch TV behind us here. So a little bit like the office, this will have the golf on, so while I'm in here busy building the clubs, I can check out who's doing well and who might be by the truck later for a little bit of work. Built into the wall here, which saves space and makes the workshop look a little bit bigger and saves us some room, is the weights. So we can change the weights on the driver. It's a tour thing in particular, which allows us to move center of mass, making the driver more draw or fade bias. So that'll all be on the order form as I explained by the rep, brought to me here, and then I have all my build equipment in this corner, and I have plenty of space and time in order to do that. Okay, so hidden away in this little corner here, we have the grinding machine. So traditionally I would have spent a lot of time on this machine, grinding wedges to specific sole designs, heel relief. However, the reason we've tucked this away, A, because it's a little bit unsightly, but B, the amount of sole designs we now have in the MG4 range, this rarely gets used, to be honest. So it's back here in case we need it, but with the addition of the low bounce soles and lob wedges now, it's not used quite so much. Okay, so as we come a little bit further around the truck, we have the head drawers here, which is always a lovely thing people like to dive into and have a look. We can home about 250 driver heads on this truck, and that's spanning across the different models and the different lofts. So we have LS and Core, which we've obviously seen a lot of success with on tour so far, but we even house the Max product, which we've seen success with in the past for certain players that like to see a certain shot shape. But these will all be picked, ready for the players. We know what lofts each player likes, so these drawers will be full, ready for the tour season to start. Okay, so next up, we're heading over to the shaft rack. This is probably one of the most popular spots of the truck. Everybody loves to get in here and have a look. So we can stock around 3,500 golf shafts in here. But most importantly, we have a backup set for every player that we look after. So if there's any breakages on the road or on the course even, we have a backup set in here for all the guys. So as you can see, backup set there for Tiger. We've got a set of irons, a set of wedges, and a full bag of wood shafts, just in case. Down to the nitty gritty, the machinery on this truck. So all of this machinery is brand new. However, it's been calibrated to not only our office, but the US office and the PGA Tour truck as well. So that means when the guys come over for the Open, when we're measuring the clubs on here, we're all going to be at the same level, we're all going to be reading the same specs, which is vitally important. So the most used piece of kit on the truck is got to be the trusty loft and lie machine here. So you can loft and lie wedges and irons in this one. And then this funky bit of kit here is called a Dela Cruz, and you can actually loft and lie every single golf club in here, from putter to iron to wedge. But this is most used for us with woods and drivers. Here we are over at the gripping station. So this works on a pneumatic clamp which goes up and down, holds the club in there nice and sturdy. We've then got the gripping solution feeding through on a constant pump, and then we've got a double tape holder here which homes the masking tape, but also the thicker double-sided tape. So some players like the grip built up, some like it just straight on with a double. So we've got both there, as well as having over 2,500 grips in the drawers here. So we've got plenty of stock to keep this station very, very busy. We're at the back of the truck where I'll probably spend most of my time. So as explained earlier, we have the Dela Cruz, which is the most used bit of kit on the truck. Just under that, we have a clamp and we have some mold. So this used to be where we would have the fairway woods. We'd have a mold for each model. We would put it in the clamp like this. And then with the bending bar, we'd go in and bend loft and lie of the woods. However, now the woods are all on a sleeve, which is very, very handy for us, makes our life a little bit easier. So we probably won't use this quite as much, but it's still nice to have there. So last bit on the truck, just a cool piece to show you, is the stamping block. We've got different size stamps, numbers, letters. We've got our paint pens and a nice heavy mallet here. So players will bring their wedges on and they might like them personalised with their parents' names, wife's names, dogs' names, you name it, it goes on there. The only thing we have banned is girlfriends' names, because we had one player in particular who was on a very on and off relationship with his girlfriend. So we were constantly burning the head off one week, stamping it with her name the next week, so it got a bit too much, so we banned that. One last thing to talk about, and it's my favourite part of the truck. I know I've said that throughout this whole video. However, you've got Tiger Woods, the GOAT, and you've got one of his inspirational quotes on the way out. You owe it to be the best that you can be. So that's something we want to instill into our players so they feel motivated going out there, hitting the course. So thanks again guys for coming with us. I'll see you out there at an event down the line.